Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chelsea with Embody Empress, and this is a general reading, so please just take what resonates and leave the rest. If you want to get centered in your breath, get connected to me now in this moment. I've already called upon our angels and guides and those who assist us for our highest and greatest good to bring us the messages we most need to hear. And there's somebody who may be moving, and they may be moving homes or finding home within themselves and traveling. Something that feels supportive and healing. What else? Somebody could receive a message, or is just receiving a message regarding home and family. I don't know if this is somebody reaching out or you're reaching out. But it feels loving. Again, if it holds the energy of that nurturing, compassionate, loving, unconditionally loving, energy. So whatever this is, it feels good. And there is movement, right? Or there is communication. Ooh, and then we have the moon with the crossroads from the switch rune set that I have. The moon is about long-term changes, things that transition from one thing to another, slowly changing. It could be hidden secrets maybe being kept, or things that are not known to you that are happening behind the scenes, or maybe not known to someone, we'll just say. And then we have the crossroads, which is about multiple paths being available, major life decisions. Sometimes this comes with a lack of confidence or a fear of change, or a physical, emotional, or spiritual blockage, But there's options here, and you have to choose. Interesting that it's coming out with the moon. Someone could have some kind of plan that they're going to be revealing to someone that causes them to have to choose a direction. Or someone is feeling very deeply guided to go in a new direction, and they're following those deep feelings and instincts. Another thing is somebody could be moving, and it's so much deeper in terms of it's closing out like a major cycle within, yourself or your legacy, your ancestral line even, and now it's time to move onward. Let's see, lots of different things could be happening here. Let's do these babies. It's an important time to have self-control, when it comes to things that throw you off balance, being very disciplined, because I do feel like there's a major shift happening here, and it's going to take some strength to maneuver it or choose something. Somebody could be learning a language. Okay, we have the King of Cups in reverse. Oh. Eight of Swords in reverse. Magician in reverse. We have Temperance. There's that discipline. Three of Wands. Then we have the King of Pentacles and the 10. Okay? Shit. Let's see. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have to do this. Okay. Because I want to make sure you guys can see what's going on here. King of Pentacles and the 10 at the end. That's pretty fucking stable. Okay, it's not so stable over here though, okay? Let me tap into this for a moment. What somebody needs to hear is that you can fucking do this. You can handle this, whatever this is. There might be fear surrounding your abilities when it comes to this, or, if you're able to handle it in some way. But this is connected to your heart. With the King of Cups in reverse, I feel like once you take this step, it's going to balance something out within you. And there's this energy of peace. And it's like once you choose the direction, it just clicks on and things move. But you got to get out of your fear. You got to move, or I should say, you got to move past your fear. You got to, not allow doubts and negative thinking to keep you from following your heart. And that's why I think they were saying earlier that it's important for you to be disciplined at this time, so you remain in balance, because it's like you're gearing up for something here that's important. But it feels good, it feels stable, it feels supportive. But it does require some sort of movement, communication, travel, or something. And with the Three of Wands, I see you doing so. And look what you meet on the other side. The King of Pentacles with the 10. Some sort of major stability. This is like finding your dream home, finding the place you're supposed to live, finding, the right people, the right family, going to the right place, and then the business expands. Do you know what I'm saying? Please just take what resonates, but those are examples. So something that you're afraid to do is going to bring you like a lot of abundance within this dimension. And it requires you to be balanced and move forward and choose this. And there might be fear surrounding this because there's a lot of unknowns, but what you're being told is that you will be met on the other side. Now, that's not to say it won't come with obstacles or challenges, but it's like you choosing it and you following your heart. You're gonna find your way, and it's gonna build a lot of stability within your reality. And it requires you to take action, and it requires you to walk away from things that aren't fulfilling and that are throwing you off. Okay? So you got this, okay? Something beautiful on the other side of a big decision here. And again, it has to feel right to your heart. Your mind will try to talk you out of anything if it feels unfamiliar, okay? So why is this King of Cups in reverse? The World. This is going to close out a major cycle, so there's fear surrounding that. We're a little attached to what has been, okay? But something amazing is coming from this. And you might feel inspired right now. You might feel stuck, but there's inspiration. Something is inspiring you to move forward. You're meant to follow it if it's speaking to your heart, and it's going to close out a major cycle. And it feels like a lot of you, like within your ancestral line, within your lineage, there's something big about this big move or this communication or what have you. That's true. You need to be confident in yourself, be confident in your path and your journey, and where your intuition and your heart is calling you. This is a part of you. Your soul knows where you're meant to be. Yeah. Three of Swords. It's only your pain from the past that's keeping you from trusting this, which means that's an illusion. That's not real. What is real is what your heart is telling you, And I think you choosing this is going to break your heart open. You moving through that fear, you will see on the other side that it was just the mind, it was just the past experiences and belief that were causing the thoughts that were keeping you from the truth. You know what I'm saying? And so on the other side, you're like fully empowered. And then you can just create, or build, or you just have that trust in yourself and in your heart and in your path. Not to mention the release that's coming with this. To end a cycle, especially if it's within your lineage, that's like taking a whole fucking load off. Okay? Nine of Cups. This feels like a wish come true for you. This is going to be very fulfilling. But it's like you either fear that you don't have what it takes, or that it's not real, you're doubting it, because maybe things haven't worked out in the past. So you're afraid to hope, you're afraid to dream. You have to trust yourself, because there's a belief that is causing a disturbance within you that's keeping you stuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's really important that you're choosing from that higher self perspective at this time, that you're choosing with that belief that anything is possible. You know, that your heart's saying go in this direction, so you can start to take baby steps and be strategic to do so, whatever that looks like, you know. The more you do that, you know, without like just impulsively, like you can slowly do this. It doesn't have to be like, but you feel it, whatever it needs to be. For some of you, it does have to be a decision where you jump, you know where you're at. Okay, let's see. 10 of Cups. This is about your happiness, dude. This is about your fulfillment. This is about connecting deeply with others and building that safe familial home space, community, being in that right zone, or you know what I mean? I don't know. This is not something that you want to miss here. Okay. The Devil in reverse, though, you're releasing yourself from these attachments. You're allowing yourself to grow and move forward. You're going to make it through this. It just really depends on if you're working towards something every day. Maybe you need a routine. Maybe you need to be disciplined, strategic, plan. Do what you got to do. But every step you take is you releasing yourself from an attachment to something that has run its course, or something that, you know, it's time to break free from an old pattern, or it's just a new cycle beginning, or whatever's got you stuck here. Ace of Swords. It's like when you get to the other side of this, when you choose this direction, when you go, when, you know what I mean, whatever this is, you're going to find clarity on the other side. Where you are confused, where you're not sure of why something is happening in your life, why you have this draw, this pull, you will know. Your perspective will shift from this experience, and you will be empowered. So this is a really important time for you to be strategic, be planning, you know, be disciplined, and do what you have to do with that hope in your heart, with that belief that your heart is telling you the truth about the direction you're meant to go. You know, it takes a lot of courage. And sometimes Spirit will dangle something so fucking cool in front of you that it's like you don't hesitate, or you don't see how you could not go in that direction. You know, your curiosity will get you, and you'll go. And you'll be met, you know, Spirit will help you through, help you find your way. Growth. You have grown so much. Okay, what I'm getting is, for a lot of you, you might be revisiting a choice, or revisiting a kind of step that's similar to something in the past, we'll say. And so, of course, the fears are coming up, right? Because something didn't go just as like you thought it would, or something like that. It's not going to be like that. You have to really look at yourself. You've grown so much since then. It's like, you can handle this, you know? And they're really trying to get you to recognize that, like, the amount of work that you have done, the amount of, energy and flow. You're going to find your flow. there's so much energy surrounding this because I think it's so deeply connected to your heart that it's protected. Once you believe in it and start moving with it, you become a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And it just flows you to where you need to be. You need to trust, but you also need to focus. Okay? Again, we have protection. This is protected. Something very generous on the other side of this. Whatever this is going to give generously to you. It's going to blossom. It's going to bloom. It's going to produce more. It's going to be stronger than it was. You know what I'm saying? But there's some sort of choice on your part, but then the universe works with you and the chaos begins to get you in the right place and get you the right opportunities and bring the things together that will make sure that something can come together, but again, has to feel right to your heart. You will know if it's not. If you get multiple opportunities, for instance, me the other day, okay? I'm looking for a place to jump right now in terms of I'm going traveling. And I had an opportunity come in for a place to stay when I was in a place, or when I was choosing a place to go. And it seemed kind of ideal, right? But when I talked to the person, I was going to be watching their home and like all this stuff was going to happen. My intuition was like, don't do it. And I was like, fuck, because I really want to just like, I just really want to travel. You know what I mean? I just want to be out there with you guys in the mix, you know? And I absolutely love where I am right now, by the way, as always. But my heart really wants to go, you know? But I had to listen. I had to fucking say no, even though I was like wanting it. And that only means that there's something else. And I'm trusting that. And that's what I mean by if you get certain options. But you have to know the difference between your fear and your intuition. Because your fear could just be like, don't do it. Scary. We can't afford that. Da, 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 da. Like just starts to There's a difference between that and that inner feeling that's like, this isn't the way. And to get that discernment, you have to be balanced within yourself. You have to work with your intuition. You have to learn to communicate with it and trust it and understand your shadows and how that affects your ego, right? And your mind can start fucking with you. When you are in harmony, the flow becomes clear. Miracles. What was under here? Yeah. Something amazing happening here for you, my darling. You're being granted passage forward. You're going to go into a new level, a new place, you know, and miracles can happen. Things can come together in a way that you wouldn't have figured out with your mind, you know. Somehow the things come, opportunities come, things come together, whatever. It's crazy how shit can happen, right? You just have to believe in it. If you don't, if you think you're the only one who can control this shit, then you will just keep bumping against yourself, because the universe is much different than that. You know what I'm saying? We are meant to co-create with it, right? And we can work with it. But if we are coming up against ourselves within shadows, you know, we're going to be sending mixed signals. And the universe responds to that, you know what I mean? So that's why it's important to have that clear channel. And you have to have that belief. You have to understand all the different things that are happening within yourself. Sorry, I probably could have said that better, but I got a little distracted by the landscaping happening outside. Hold on. I mean, I feel like you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You're being granted passage. This choice is an initiation into a new level. And on the other side of this, moving through this fear, you're going to be met with some clarity and then some fucking stability. Like something, you being in the right place at the right time, something working out perfectly, things coming together for you to be able to do something, finding the right home, finding the right place to travel, whatever, okay? Okay. Yeah, look at this. Safe travel. You see that? You are safe to move. And you look at this. Do you see that? You get to choose. You get to choose where you go. Okay? Again, you want it to speak to your heart. You want it to light you up. Because that's your soul saying, yes. Yes, we should go that way. And sometimes you're like, but how? And who gives a fuck? Like, it'll work. It's gonna happen, you know what I mean? Things, like I said, the universe is a magical fucking place. And things can just come together in a way that you cannot even imagine in your mind. So just allow it. You know, you've come to a place in your growth where you're ready for this. You're ready to accept this challenge. You're ready to move outward. Okay, yeah, courage and focus. It's going to take courage. It's going to take focus, maybe some kind of strategy, you know, getting rid of things for some of you. You got this. You know what you need to focus on. You know what you need to do in terms of discipline to keep your shit straight. You know what I'm saying? You've learned enough from being here on earth what can throw you off and what empowers you, and that you can trust yourself and that you can feel into like things that aren't right. You know, you just have to really, really remember that and keep moving forward. Okay, we have good fortune, so much here, okay, about things being like amazing on the other side. Like just miracles, good fortune, right on top of each other. You moving outward, you trusting yourself, you letting go of some sort of attachment, and you getting to the other side, and it just like blossoms and things come together. You meet the right people, you find the place, you do, and just like all this fucking crazy cool shit. But you gotta keep that open. You gotta keep remembering, okay, I'm safe, you know? We have fire. Wow, this is fucking amazing on the other side of this choice. I'm feeling passion, creativity, major purification from, like, remember you received clarity. Oh, this is why I came here. This is why I did this. Like, your energy, your vitality, you feel more alive. There's passion, there's energy, there's drive. For some of you, there could be definitely connections connected to those emotions and feelings. You know what I mean? There's just a lot here for you. I hope that sound isn't too loud for you guys. It probably isn't. It's always louder for me, the weed whacking. Okay. Let's see. Uniqueness with the hat. What is going on here? I'm getting this sorting hat from Harry Potter, which is funny because I've actually never gotten that from this card. Which is just making me, it's like, it's like you're finding home somewhere. It's like you're being sorted out into the right direction to the right place, to the right people, you know? And you're going to feel the right direction to go. And that's going to put you in a really unique position. Interesting. Okay. Interconnection. What was under here? Flow, 3 of Swords. Yeah. It's like, you know, your thoughts are connected to painful memories, disappointments, things which blocks your flow in terms of, you know, you're trusting yourself or opening your heart to whatever. It's all interconnected. And your courage and you're going forward through these fears, it's what's going to break those cycles, right? Which is going to change your fucking life. You know, you can trust this. Yeah, I didn't even see this. Trust at the bottom. You can trust this. Some of you are choosing something to do alone too. You might be like doing something alone. Or having to make the choice alone. You know what I mean? Let's focus. Exploration, yes. Explore your options. Feel into things, you know? Allow things to excite you, or feel if they don't, or feel if they feel ideal, but then there's something that's like, it's not quite right, and there's something to that, you know? Don't be afraid to explore your options here. You don't have to like, just, I'm doing this because the card said do it, you know? No, this is about your intuition. This is about you feeling into things and seeing what is out there for you. Allowing yourself to open up to explore new areas. Okay, yeah, harmony, which we were talking about right over here before, you know? There's something about you doing this. This is gonna change your frequency. There's going to be some harmony here because you're going to move through something that kept you stuck. So you're going to break a cycle and you're going to meet beautiful miracles on the other side. And again, this might make you feel better in your body. You might have more energy, more drive, more passion. Yeah, but you have to see through the illusions. You have to see through any shadows. You have to trust your magic and your intuition and how you feel, you know? And the more you do so, the more you're awakening your power, your magic, your fire. And that's just what that's going to do to you, is just open you up to possibilities. And you're just going to get more and more brave, you know? In terms of like, what do I want to do next? Or what, you know, whatever. Okay. Let's do some tarot. I'm just going to ask for guidance forward in making this decision. Guidance for them. Yeah, okay. They're just going to keep probably saying what I've been. It's important for you to balance yourself here. You know, make sure you're getting things done, including your self-care, including taking care of your body, you know. It's about balance to make sure that you are feeling good within yourself so that you're ready to make that change, so you're ready to choose something. It's important because, yeah, look at this. This is about choice, the 2 of Swords. You have to go within and really feel into something. Is this right? Because there might be confusion. There might be multiple options. You have to trust yourself. Nobody outside, you know, you could ask around, where should I go, to all your friends, and they'll tell you, and then you just listen to them, and then you get there and it doesn't feel right. Do you know what I'm saying? This is about you. You have to trust how you feel. No one's going to tell you what to do here, except for you and spirit, you know? Your heart is going to go off. And even if it feels like the an option that calls to your heart that doesn't feel logical. You have to kind of trust and then use your mind to strategically work with that energy. Okay? We have 222 here. 2 of Wands. Okay? Something's coming in, and again, somebody might have multiple options here. All you have to do is prepare, and you're gonna know the way. So it's like there's something like you getting ready, and then the opportunities come in, and then you're gonna know, oh, this is the right way. Okay, so do what you can control on your end here. We have the Hangman, so we do have this energy being sort of held back, suspended, you know, waiting for that stable opportunity. But sometimes it's like we have to, it feels right, we find the stability on the other side. You know what I mean? And somebody could just be like rearing to go, like me, okay? And then you have to trust if something doesn't feel right, and you keep working with the energies, and you keep calling in that perfect opportunity. And then when it comes, you have to, you know, have the courage to go in that direction. Yeah, and you will. Queen of Wands. The more you're doing all these things, the more confident you're becoming. And you trust your power. And then we have the Chariot. We move forward. Okay? And then we have the Knight of Cups. We move forward with the heart, where we feel inspired. And at the bottom, we have the Fool. So there is this, you know, courage you have to really step into the unknown, something you've never done. Okay? And your mind can be like, ooh, I don't know about that. How's that gonna work? But you are so held. There's always, you have your guides around you. You're supported in following those feelings, you know? And again, you gotta be careful, because your mind might try to talk you into something in the guise of your intuition as well. You know, but really it's just how it's just trying to control the situation. Well, if you choose this way, you know, you have to have discernment. Like, who's in charge here? My heart's saying this way, but the mind's saying, oh, but if you choose this will be more sensible and practical. You know, obviously we have to be practical and shit. There's a place for that. But there's something about you and the place that you're at right now in this decision point that it needs to speak to your heart. Okay? And then you can strategize, then you can plan, then you can do the things that mind likes to do. Okay? So to end this reading, I'm going to be pulling from the movie quotes deck that I made. I just want to say, you guys are fucking awesome. You're at a really cool point in your life, and it looks like you're going to be getting into some really amazing shit. So I'm just here to cheerlead you and tell you you got this. Get you moving in that direction, okay? Because you do. You totally have this, and you've grown so much. If you guys want a reading from me, EmbodyEmpress.com. Also have a Patreon community if you need weekly assistance for your human journey. And I do have tons of free resources, so please check that out down below. Elementary, my dear Watson. Okay? You've got this. You've got this. And for a lot of you, this is something you've done before. You're just revisiting, you know? Sometimes when we step away from something that we do a lot, you know, we can get a little nervous about things too. Whatever this is, the sun will come out tomorrow. Ooh, because it hit the moon here. It's just interesting how something can change within a day is what I was getting with that. An opportunity comes in a moment. You just do what you gotta do. Who are you? And this is the thing, this choice is a reflection of who you are. That's why when your soul lights up, that's the direction to go. That's how you really meet yourself, you know? You gotta go down those rabbit holes. Dreams make good stories, but everything important happens when we're awake. You know, it's in your mind, it's in your imagination that you could be somewhere, that you could go somewhere, that this is the right direction to go. And it feels good in there. But imagine what it's gonna feel like out here. You know what I'm saying? We can make these dreams real, okay? You are who you choose to be. Again, this is the importance of us having free will and our choices. You know, you get to decide, you get to feel what lights you up, and you get to be that. You get to embody that. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings obliteration. I will face my fear, and I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. We have 2 dunes here. Sometimes a feeling is all we humans have to go on, okay? We don't see the way forward. We don't see how something is possible, but we feel something within us, you know? And we know when something's not right. Our body tells us. And a lot of the times we ignore it, okay? Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. This feels like the friendship to yourself, your intuition. Like, oh yeah, I can trust myself. I can do things and go in directions and make big life changes, and things are going to be okay, you know? But I also, for a lot of you, there's some beautiful friendships on the other side of this as well. This town needs an enema. It sure does, okay? Somebody might be being called to an area that needs your light, is something I just got. Also, somebody might just be leaving a town that they just don't feel inspired by, or it doesn't resonate anymore. Okay, but take whatever. It is the quality of one's convictions that determine success, not the number of followers. As you wish. At the bottom, Neo, sooner or later, you're going to realize, just as I did, that there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. You have to walk it. You have to trust. You have to work with it. You know, we can read all the fucking books, but it's nothing compared to the experience. We learn through experience. We gain wisdom from experience. We have to experience. We have to walk it. We have to integrate. We have to embody. You feel me? And that's exactly what the fuck you're gonna do. I love you guys very much. I'm so proud of you. Listen to those hearts, and I'll see you next time. Bye.